Joining me now is Victorian Opposition Leader John Pasuto. Good morning to you. So we invited the Premier, the Police Minister and the Police Chief Commissioner on the show this morning to explain what's being done to keep the community safe. Can you understand why they're not here doing that?
Well, they probably don't have a good story to tell, and that's a real concern, Nat. Victorians have had a really tough week. We've had the gangland killing on the weekend. We had the Burke Street tragedy earlier last week, and then abductions last week, which you and I spoke about last week. And this is what happens, unfortunately, when a government mismanages the economy and doesn't hear the signals about community safety. That combination is really concerning because now we've got police numbers are down, their ability to tackle organised crime and crime syndicates is compromised by the financial situation Victoria faces itself in. Victoria Police haven't been able to do the work to crack down on, firearms protection orders that they need to pursue, anti-gang consorting laws that have been in place haven't been used, wealth confiscation isn't used enough to try to cripple the operations of these organised networks. And what happens? It spills out onto the streets and innocent Victorians have to stand by and watch.
So we all know what underbelly was, all that gang violence between 1998 and 2010, 36 murders. Is it creeping up to that level again?
Well, I think people are concerned, just as you said, Nat, at the top. It's the brazen nature of this and the idea that criminal figures can engage in this kind of behaviour. And as an alternative Premier, I'm looking at this and thinking we need to get police better resourced in Victoria, and we need to have a lot of those laws that are in place to try and help crack down on organised crime and gangland activity. They have to be used, but if you don't have the police and you don't have the resources because the state's financially mismanaged, then how do you fix that problem? So I think that's why the Premier doesn't want to come on and answer questions. But I've got to say, concerns about community safety are really starting to mount in Victoria, and we're already doing it pretty tough down here financially. We don't need to add community safety to the list of concerns.
You've also got this youth crime problem and you've got the bail laws, which everyone is talking about in Victoria. 10,000 offences committed by people while on bail this year. What do we do about the bail laws?
Well, Nat, what we're trying to do as an opposition is we're trying to reason with the government and say, look, we want to work with you. We obviously don't want people on remand who are not threatening community safety in any way, but we need to have bail laws in place that can put people on remand when they do represent a threat to community safety. For instance, if they commit offences, serious offences, while on bail. And our Shadow Attorney General, Michael O'Brien, has gone to the government on our behalf and said, we want to work with you people, but just be reasonable here. Community safety has to come first, and we're not going to budge on that.
John Pasuto, thanks for your time this morning.